skilled people can come in with an external outside-in view and provide genuinely impartial but seasoned coaching or guidance or recommendations is invaluable. In my experience, getting CEOs to not just understand the value, but getting out of their own way to making that purchase decision or understand whether they're paying for it or not, bringing in that help, accepting the help. Because often it is internalized, and I did spend many years badly and wrongly making this judgment call, which was, well, if I'm going or bringing them in, that is an admit of failure on my part. Like, I am not good enough, or I've up, or I'm wrong. And it's the wrong way to approach it, but that's often how the ego shows up in those scenarios. And so they don't ask for help, or they don't allow help to come in. And it's kind of a very pointy version of the old cliche of like, really important to know your weaknesses and to plug your weaknesses, right? Unfortunately, when it comes to like, how do I know I'm running my business? Or you don't know what you don't know. And so the truth is, having some people in to help and support you in making really important decisions is definitely the right investment. Even if the view just corroborates what we already believe, even if that's the outcome, that allows you to execute with so much more confidence, and often with the actual data to support what you gut felt was the right decision anyway. But now you have the right story, the right data to communicate and bring everyone along that journey. Because some CEOs often underestimate how, even if they know what the right decision is, how do I get the right people on the journey with me on that? Mm-hmm. And sometimes that means you have to go back and you have to walk with them. Even you know where you're going, even you've done this walk yourself, you're going to have to go back and run a process to get people along that journey, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's the value an external party can bring, is help people on the journey, help people communicate and provide conviction. Even if the decision is exactly the one you wanted to do in the first place, you're going to get better outcomes by bringing them involved. But the reason why it doesn't happen is people haven't had the humility of experiencing that and understanding the value. It's the ego that often blocks it from happening in the first place, because they feel it's an admitting failure to then ask for that help or to bring in that help. And it's not, but that's often how board members or C-suite members sort of turn up in those scenarios.
So we've got to find a way to dismantle the male ego. Is that it?
I mean, that is unfortunately one of the biggest barriers to all business issues. Sad to say. Sad to say.
And so if you were to give one word of advice to the other CEOs out there who might be thinking, I can't turn to someone external, even though this isn't my area of expertise, what would you say to them?
If you feel this decision is going to be fundamental to the long-term success for the business, don't question it, do it. Just do a quick audit. Again, you're not committing to a huge program or business transformation. Sometimes it's like, look, I can engage someone for a handful of days over a period of 1, 2, or 3 months. We're going to get the information, and then we're going to decide whether or not this is a big deal or not. But if you feel in your gut that this could be a big deal, it's your job as the CEO or the management to answer that question. And by putting your head in the sand, you're not doing it.